afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 5th, 2020, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. You may hear some, I'm not sure, but interruptions or some kind of interference. But hopefully we can keep it clear. We have a TFCC tonight at 9 p.m. And we're going to go beyond a lot of things. So many different facets and aspects of how the current status of civilization is, what it is, and where it's going. If you could picture yourself, or take a picture through your heart mind, and you can really understand the fabric of creation. And that means that if you look from a different light spectrum than what our current eyes, these humanoid forms can see, and all you saw were different colored lines of light outlining different structures. So in other words, like we look at with in these bodies as we see things, we see, buildings and people and everything. We see a lot of different, but we see them. And they look solid, and they three-dimensional, and they're grown up with it, forever and ever on this planet. But imagine that you could move into a different light spectrum at will, so that you could see a vast spectrum of how frequencies operate. Frequencies are the consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be. Ever and beyond and forever. But we see things as solid, not any other way. But there are different light spectrums and frequencies that house a lot of different life forms and many different, and actually in different densities within this 3D, even as you go to 5D, as we have, and you start to look at the whole perspective, it changes, it shifts constantly. And that's why I said in past discussions that change is constant. You're constantly changing frequencies, are constantly. They never stand still. So you look at everything, and you're able to switch spectrums so that you can see the grid, colored lines, or you can see a graph, and like if you have an equalizer or something like that, or a spectrum analyzer, you'll see it like a static voice print, noise, frequencies. And as we begin to understand that, you look at the planet, this planet Earth Gaia, and you begin to realize that it is made up not of solids, but of frequencies that appear solid. This is why you'll hear some people talk about out there in the streaming arena that we're in a holographic construct, universe, and everything. Well, in a way, that's true. That's a pretty basic statement. But as you move beyond that, you start to understand is that, well, everything's a frequency, so therefore it can appear, if you see it from a different perspective, in a different view, as a graphic, almost a computer, a CGI, a computer-generated image. So when you And it's all on how we learn about who and what we are. This journey is very, very deep. It goes a long way. So we look at we take in all the different aspects of this construct of all that there is. And we look at planets from this different frequency, and we see all of these different colored lines all holding together, all literally keeping all, in synergy, things to appear solid. You see different, how it moves, how it maintains a solid appearance. It's everything. The waters, the soils, the atmosphere. And then you go out and you look at the sacredness of space, and you see stars, you see different moons, planet, celestial bodies throughout the existence, the fabric of creation. And so you realize that each and every one of us, are made up of very finite, powerful frequencies that surround a piece of creation, a source creation, God within us. And understand that all the words, like God, is a frequency. It transmits a certain level in energy and frequency to each and every one of us. And it is how we learn, how we understand what that is, period. What is it? And you look at all the light spectrums and you start to understand. Your body appears solid to you, all of us. Solid, this is solid. Bones, skin, everything. But in reality, and it's good, it's important that we understand this consciously and clearly. This is how we begin to connect in our own ways, visually, how we are, how we form, how we create, how we generate the energies of creating and bringing into reality. See? It's all connected. It may seem complicated to some at first, but it's like anything. As you begin to look through it, as you begin to see it, you begin to literally adjust from that particular perspective. It isn't forced upon us. It is something that has always been there and always will be. And it is important for us to understand, as we're in 5D, to understand all of the strands of DNA that are dormant currently in our biological forms, to understand how they are connected to a conduit frequency of trillions of frequencies that are constructed within our biological form to allow our biological form to literally transform. Now, this goes way beyond the Draco structure of the planet. It goes way beyond how things have been taught and educated with the civilization. There is nothing that is discussed about this. If you ever notice, it's a dampening field on this planet to suppress the genius of the civilization and to keep it at a low level. All right, that's why some people appear to be geniuses, and then we feel like, well, I could never be that smart, or I couldn't ever come close to that, which is not true. See, it is our ego mind, again, that is literally telling us that that's not possible, see? And as we all know, everything is possible. It really is. But you must understand all of the facets of who and what you are. You go through the forgiveness of all of the things in your physical world, and you literally forgive all aspects and all facets of you. Some of it isn't really easy to drink in and to embrace, but once you start to understand that you are always supported, that you are never, ever led in a wrong direction, period. The only time that occurs is when your ego mind intervenes, which it usually does, and misdirects you. And you unconsciously follow that by embracing those thoughts and taking them into reality, taking a thought, creating into reality. When you do that, then you go off into different directions. We all do this. None of us are immune to it. We all go into that. So when we realize that, let's say that we know, okay, I know that the ego mind comes in and it takes me here and it takes me there, and sometimes it gets me into a month here and a month there. The important part is that for all of us is to understand something. The only master ever is you, is the God within you, is your heart mind. It is the only master. It is the only influence and the only direction that you will ever have. It isn't anything from a catalyst outside yourself. It isn't there. It doesn't exist. This external authority and this bicameral process, all right? Only if you choose it, only if you elect it, only if you give it the power of creation of over you, say. And none of you are slaves. None of us are slaves. It is a construct that has been engineered in place through different emotions, feelings, through visuals. It's been engineered finitely for trillions and trillions of years. Okay? And if people think, this civilization thinks that the Pleiadians aren't affected, that the Syrians aren't affected, that the Andromedans aren't affected, that the Arcturians aren't affected, that the Draco aren't affected, okay? That the pre-Adamites aren't affected, that all of these, the giants, all of them are not affected, that's wrong. They all are. We are all connected in this mesh of cosmic electrical frequencies, this energy, all right? And the energy is created continuously, and in my TFCC, we'll get beyond that. We'll understand more and more of what's after that. You know, what created the electrical frequencies? What is creating all of this? What creates source? Okay? So, understand for yourselves, if you choose to, that eventually we will be able to switch views. We will be able to view things in a much different format. You could be sitting out on a swing. And you could say, well, I'm going to go into my infrared view. Or I'm going to go into my purple hyper space view. Or I'm going to go into my green mist view. And there's all kinds. I'm going to go into my fluidic view, so you can see beyond. I'm going to go into dark vision view. So you'll be able to do that. Right now, we aren't quite there yet. So this meditation is directed to literally frequencies. And just about all the frequencies, actually all of them are plasma, electric, friction. It's a vibration. You take anything and you vibrate it, and you can vibrate it at different levels. You'll see how it changes and how it moves. You can also vibrate it to the point where it disappears. You can vibrate it where you can have something that appears solid. You vibrate it enough at such a high frequency, it will pass right through what appears to be a solid wall. And it will appear and bounce on the other side of that solid wall. See? Now these things actually, they exist. This is part of our knowing of who and what we are. And eventually, we will be able to vibrate ourselves to a point where we can walk through walls. I kid you not. Nothing that we have perceived as impossible is impossible. It is all possible. This is what's kept this civilization from the beginning at such a low understanding of all that there is, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. So in frequencies, colors, solid buildings, you appearing solid, your furniture, everything, your vehicles, they are not. And everything is alive. And well, how do we know that? because everything has molecules. Everything has atoms. You know, the paint on your vehicle is alive. Whether it's vinyl, synthetic, it all comes from this planet. It's all composed, chemicalized, put together by frequencies. And different combinations form different frequencies, and those frequencies literally form what we see with our vision solid. And we perceive it, so our minds tell us it's solid, so it's solid. Okay? So really, literally, no matter what is made, no matter what you pick up that you can visually see, is alive, but it isn't alive like the way we perceive life. Okay? Everything has a molecular structure. It could be a stuffed animal, you know, with fiber. It could be anything, but it is, in a way, alive. So the perception of all life is the highest value in the universe. It's not just a perception, it is a truth. See? And when we disrespect that life, any civilization, it doesn't matter what civilization it is, it doesn't matter what level of advancement it is. What it matters is the core root of the God within each and every one of us across this universe and others. It means on how we perceive, how we understand, how we feel life. What is it? What does it really mean? And this is something that many prophets and philosophers have tried to figure out throughout the ages, but they've been in a band of suppression for their ability to expand beyond the blanket, beyond this mesh, this screen, this kind of imprisonment that we have broken out of. Okay? And so we take one step at a time, and we begin to understand that literally, guys, everything that we do in our lives outside of ourselves, until we discover who and what we are, it's pretty much meaningless. It is distraction. It really is. All of it is distraction. And when we become too immersed in the biological, in the physical, and not enough in the spiritual, which means the kingdom of God within us, we become separated and we become seduced to the physicality and the seduction, intoxication of being in a biological form. That's what happens to us. That's why we disconnect from the true gods that we are. And a lot of the civilization is that way right now. We disconnect from the gods that we are. And we don't know it. It's not like we do it on purpose. It's not like we decide to do it. It's just that this is what happens to us as gods that come into biological forms. It's very intoxicating for us to inhabit physical form, to experience, smell and taste and laughter and tears, all of it. It's very, very seductive for us. That's why so many of us, when we leave the body, we want to, it doesn't take us long. It's usually 100 or 200 years, and then all of a sudden we want to go back into a body, say, because we don't remember what it was like to be in a body. So we go back in the body, and the process starts all over again. Now, if we remember what it was like to be in a body, it's a different story. We know, see. But when we leave the body, we end up losing our understanding of what it is to be in physical form. It doesn't take that long. Now, and time, which is time is irrelevant, but it is constructed here on this planet to keep us in a suppressive state, to keep us in a ordered, directed existence. That's what time has been laid out to be anyway. All right? So we look at that. We look at time as a construct, and that's the way it's been on this planet, but it's not going to be that way much longer. So frequencies, and the explanation of why, okay, is that we understand that everything you touch, your body's a frequency, so you're touching another frequency. And so if your mind perceives that that is a solid surface, it is. That's how powerful we are. And it is how we've been taught. Now, if you as a child, when you are not interrupted by external influences, external authorities, and misdirected and misguided, and you're literally educated on the aspect that everything can be penetrated without effort. Everything is a frequency. That child will begin to understand that and will not have obstacles in its way to stop that and to shift it so that, no, it's solid. It isn't. And then you teach the child that, you know, you can increase your vibrational frequency, and this is what that means. I guarantee you, with the gods coming into bodies, that they have to, inject the body with 50 to 60 different vaccinations to suppress the god within the body, so the body malfunctions, so the god can't maneuver well. You understand? That's like going, taking poison and thinking that you're going to be okay and be able to maneuver around. You know? That's like trying to drive a vehicle with 4 flat tires. It doesn't work. So frequencies, and if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure we all are. And the first thing we want to do is relax our bodies. And as we do this, remember, you can see a frequency where it's all jagged, where it's, you see it as on an oscilloscope or a spectrum analyzer. You start to realize that, look at that frequency, it's not smooth. And it is up to you to smooth the frequency. So it's in harmony with you. And that's your aura. And that's the God within. And the aura and the God within to be in harmony with the body. So how do you do that? You move into a state of stillness. You move into a state of stillness. And I've spoken about this before, where if you concentrate on the space between your heartbeat, it's not a big space, but it is a space. And all you do is focus on that in your breathing. And that space expands, believe it or not, and you enter it. And the space is a frequency. And this is how you begin to be in stillness, which stills the ego and the mind, which stills the subconscious, and it does. And you literally, the body, for that period of time, until you've mastered it, releases all of the other frequencies that it has attracted through the ego mind and the subconscious mind. So you literally, you go through a wash, a shower, if you will, that literally eliminates all of these things that we have attracted and attached to ourselves, fears and everything that we conjure up. We're conjurers as well. We conjure things up. And it doesn't mean that we're conscious of it. So as we move into the stillness, and it's concentrate on the space between your heartbeat. Focus on it. Not the beat of the heart, but the space in between. The heart usually beats at 1,001, 1,002, a beat per second. Okay? And that's not everybody because of their physical situations and their frequencies and how they're destructuring. So you understand this, and you'll experience yourself moving into a peaceful harmony. Peaceful is powerful. You understand that peaceful doesn't mean you're inactive. You're always active. And so the peace allows you to still, because you are non-aggressive. All right? You are non-violent. You are non-ego. You are non-negativity. This is part of being still. And it's like I said, some of you experience things out of the clear blue. It's the God within directing through the heart-mind, where you'll just stare into nothingness. And you're not connected to anything. And you're not in worry, and you're not in stress, and you're not conjuring anything up. You are literally totally in stillness as you do this. And you're kind of awake, but you stare off. You know what happens when you stare off and there's nothing there? You still the mind. You still the ego mind. You still the subconscious mind. Have you ever noticed when you do that, there's no thought? It's nothing comes in. It all disappears. It is a complete void. We're not that conscious about it. But if you're in the now and you do that, you'll be conscious of it. You literally go into stillness. So, the body relaxes. Remember, you're the master and commander. You always have been. You just been asleep a long time. All right? So, as we relax the body, we move into the now, and the now is all that we have. The now is the past, the present, and the future. Everything's happening in the now. Always has. So we don't care to go into the past and open our subconscious room and then roll out our luggage full to the brim of past experiences and take that luggage and roll it into our future and create the future of the past. Isn't that wild? We create the future of our past out of our past. Wow. And that's why we seem to, in this civilization, keep going in circles. You ever notice that throughout the ages? We end up in 360 right back where we started. So this is an awareness that we all choose. So in the now, in this very now, we are creating our futures. And it's really important to know who and what we are to be able to create our futures without distraction or interruption. So it isn't hard to relax the body as much as we're told. Well, take a pill, it'll help you. Or take this and it'll help you. And everything has a frequency anyway. So we don't, and I'm not saying it's bad to go in the future or go in the past to create your future. It's not. It's neither right nor wrong. It's what we choose. So, but concentrating on the now and really structuring and designing your future, that's powerful. That's phenomenal. And it keeps you in the present moment, in the now. And it helps still the chatter, incessant chatter of the mind, the ego mind, and the subconscious mind. And so as we do this, we don't wander off into the future and wonder what our future is going to be like, because we're the ones that create it. Isn't that wild? People go into the future and they want to have readings and stuff because they want to know what's going to happen in their future. What can I look forward to? And the funny thing is since we're the masters of that, we can design it to look forward to it and to have the confidence without the ego to know that we are going to experience it. It's not so much as how, when, where, why, any of that. It's just that we know, and we are ready to have that adventure and those experiences because we've designed it. And the universe has your back 50,000%. Always. Unless you intervene. It's the only reason that it won't, is you stop it. So, as we have relaxed the body, we move into the now, and we want to breathe. Breathing for these bodies is imperative, guys. It really is. It doesn't mean you have to walk around and say, "Oh, excuse me, I'm breathing now." Okay? It just means that you're conscious of your breathing, and that you're aware that, well, I'm starting shallow breathe, so I'll just bring it up a couple notches. Experience it. You can be at a grocery store, and you just breathe and breath in. No one's going to notice it, and who cares anyway? And you breath in and you breath out. So as you breath in, you want to hold it. You want to sustain it. It focuses you. The reason we hold it is so we focus for that brief moment of 3 seconds. And the vibrational frequency that we use in the 3 seconds are these words. Words are vibrational frequencies, just like everything else. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. And then we easily exhale. We breath out through the mouth. We take it in real healthy. Breath in through the nose, we hold it, and breath out through the mouth. And what this does is it focuses us on the now. only the now, because the breath is in the now. Can't be in the past, can't be in the future. It's only the now. When we realize that, our breathing, our breathing, is imperative. It helps us. It's a tool. It's a vehicle that Source gave us. And so as we understand this, you ever seen how people say, calm yourself? And you hold both their hands and you say, calm yourself. It's the ego that's interjected that emotional upheaval through the heart into the heart mind, and it almost seems uncontrollable. See? This is why. So we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And as you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy. And the divine positive energy is the highest of highest high frequencies of deep eternal love, of which made us, made the gods within us. That's what created the gods within us. Deep eternal love. And as we breath it in, it is communicated to us. Imagine this, of the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And that includes the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia. It's all of the collective consciousness is together. Always together, yet individually we experience in our own way. So as we begin to clarify things for ourselves, and the communication of the collective consciousness comes in through the kingdom of God within us, and through the heart mind. Doesn't go through the ego mind, it goes in through the heart mind. And as it comes in, it's a feeling, it is a frequency that merges with our frequency. And as it does, it's very soft, it's very subtle, and it communicates to us. We are all frequency, that's it. We're a vibrational burst of energy that is constantly spreading out and connecting to all things. And all things are spreading out and connecting to us. It's like little receptors that we travel through the quantum realms and all existences, and we take it in. And we zero in on some things, and other things we miss. Depends on how much distraction that we have. And so we are literally connected to everything. You ever notice that we in the civilization, when we look at different creations on this planet, this Earth Gaia, and we say, isn't that beautiful? And look at the sunset, and look at everything. It's just gorgeous. It's just wonderful. Do you know why? Because we're gazing at a frequency of the beauty that we are. So we're admiring the beauty of ourselves through the planet, which we are part of, which is part of us in everything else. That's why we admire so many things. That's why we look at beauty and, oh, isn't that wonderful? And oh, look at the colors and everything. That's why we do it. We're admiring creation. See? The beauty of it, the gloriousness of it, the life, the existence. It's just breathtaking, taking your breath away. It is so phenomenal. And then to have that same understanding with us, with ourselves. So now when we breath out, we're breathing out usually low frequencies, and the low frequencies mean that we have this frequency, this ego mind, and the ego is never satisfied. So the ego literally sits there and tells you that don't listen to this stuff. It's just nonsense. It really is. Do you have any proof in the life that you've been living that any of this is actually truth? Seriously, this stuff comes in. And if we aren't conscious of it, it will take us into a different direction. That's one of the reasons that civilization has almost been on standstill for a very long time. Now, we move effortlessly within ourselves, and we are deep eternal love and deep gratitude, and we are through the heart mind, over the ego mind and the subconscious mind, and we are in the kingdom of God within. So we're all together, and others are with us, like the archangels, the cherubim, and the seraphim, and the archetypes. All of them. This is a civilization that vibrates at a higher frequency than we do. Our receptivity, our abilities are limited in these current biological forms, these frequencies that we inhabit. So we understand that. So we don't see them because of their frequency. Now, it won't be long before we will be able to vibrate at higher frequencies, and since we're in 5D now, it won't be long before we can start to realize that when we do, and when the veil is completely gone, you know, the cover, the curtain is gone, then we can actually identify and interact on a one-on-one basis, or a 1 on 1,000, or 1 on 20,000 basis of them. They've been with us for a long time, and they all vibrate at the highest frequency of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest and deepest gratitudes. And we look at the ascended masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundancia, Hell, Thoth, many, many, many more. What's the difference between the ascended masters and us? What is the true difference? They are ascended out of body. They have mastered and experienced many things. So they are in God form outside the body. We all are when we leave the body. We're in God form. So we ascended into body. Okay? We are experiencing and mastering. Does that make them any better or more powerful than us? No, not at all. All right? We're all from the same source. All it means is that they have mastered more, and they have become more enlightened. Period. It's not a race. And they're always around. And they vibrate at the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes, because we're all together, all three of us. All three groups of the family, all together, all the time. And so we decide to form a circle of light, a halo, around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods are together, and we vibrate at such a high frequency of deep eternal love that our light is absolutely spectacularly brilliant, and it beams out across the absolute cosmic landscape of existence. And so we know this, we feel it, and all the frequencies that we are coming together. It is absolutely phenomenal. And as we do that, we begin to levitate ourselves above the planet. We case everything in a gossamer, kind of a sparkling mist. And it surrounds the planet, and encases it in us. And it reminds us these different reflective colors, not like the colors we see on this planet with our current vision. Those are pale compared to the colors that we truly are. And the colors are frequency. So the emerald green healing flaming light of Archangel Raphael, the carrier of the healing power within us. The Archangel Michael's purple, violet, blue flaming light. The power that we are. The magnificent power that we all are. The strength, the resolve, the purple transmuting flame, which we all are, which basically just says to us that we have the power to really transmute any substance, any frequency that is of the lowest low that we don't care to interact with and that is irritating us, all right? So we give the command of, we transmute it with the violet flaming light, or the purple transmuting flame, and we literally transmute it into neutral light substance, which means it's inert, okay? And we literally vacuum it off back into source creation for repurposing, or as some would say, the great central sun, which is also creation. So we also have the violet ray. So we bring in the violet ray behind the purple transmuting flame, and the violet ray cleanses the whole area, and it brings everything up in harmony and higher frequency. We have the white fire. The white fire is our power of protection, and the protection is the highest of deepest eternal love, which we vibrate at that frequency, and all of the lower survival matter frequencies, or the lower dark matter frequencies, cannot hold form. They can't. They dissipate. They vaporize. And it's just up to us. It's our knowing. It's our awareness, our conscious knowing. So we are protected 24/7 unless we get in our own way and we lower our frequencies enough to open the front door and invite them all in. Like I said, we're the master and commanders of our light ships. So we move out of our body, we step out of our bodies, and we float above our head, right above the head. All the source creation flow of frequency of pure, deep, eternal love energy flowing constantly through us, saturating us, inside and out, all around. And as we do this, we literally call out to all of the different facets of source creation, all of the creations of source creation, all of our brothers and sisters, however you want to look at it, however you see it. All of the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this universe. Billions of googleplexes fill billions of universes. And they all come in from all directions, 360 degrees. And they join us in this now, arm in arm, hand in hand, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we're all one, and we're all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Agartha, hollow earth, inner earth, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders, Pleiadians, Andromedans, Arcturians, Syrians, and many, many, many more. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes can join us in this meditation, this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, benevolence and tranquility. And they come, and they have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can join us in the highest and deepest gratitudes in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind. They are in gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. And just to name a few of them: fairies, sprites, elves, dwarves, gnomes, trees, elementals, earth, air, water, fire, mermaid, dolphin, whale, Pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur, and many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, excuse me, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the trillions, in shapes, sizes, forms, configurations, and colors of such brilliance of which we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Lifting the very fabric of creation. Transmuting all low frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back for repurposing to the great central sun or source creation. We change the very fabric. We shift the AI, a rebel in the universes. We become more conscious, more aware of all that we are, and all that we truly, who we are. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It said center circle. This sphere we created. It said center circle can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond and forever. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of meditations. They don't fade. They don't disappear. Once the frequency is emitted, it's sustained. Day after day. It is empowered. It expands. Its power is beyond the beyond. It saturates and floods us all 24/7. Our physical bodies, inside and out, head to toe, with the highest of deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes, joy, bliss, peace, prosperity, abundance, everything that we are. These frequencies keep us high. They keep us in a blissful state, a joy. They sustain us. It is our choice as a master and commander of our light ships. We look down upon the planet, Earth, Gaia. All of our brothers and sisters, all life, all in frequencies, whether in disharmony or harmony, all there. And they too are flooded 24/7, inside and out, head to toe. Does not matter how they act on this planet, does not matter how their surface appears to be. Those that house the kingdom of God within them, all being flooded with deep eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitude, joy, bliss, prosperity, abundance, all of it in harmony, in softness, in gentleness, in the highest of all powers, as Source funnels through us, as we are the creations of Source, and we are part of the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take this awareness, this knowing, this picture, this view, into the very finite of all frequencies. At the core of everything lies the kingdom of God. So throughout the rest of this day and into the evening and night, the following morning, immerse yourself in that knowing, in that understanding that you are the deep eternal love and the deep gratitude, the joy, the bliss, the prosperity, the abundance, all of the things, all of the beauty that we see with these eyes is us. We'll have a TFCC tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. Suggest that you bring something